I mean, anytime, you know, a Kickstarter launches and they say, oh, we haven't posted the rules yet. It's like, you don't have your rules written down? How far did you get? Hey, you do what you gotta do, alright? I don't want to hear any judgment. Oh, man, I think I just heard a bunch of shift. Is this supposed to be wood? If it's supposed to be wood, I would love to see some really nice wood texture there. You can get some great wood grain texture there where it'll just rip it enough to where you put a wash on there. That looks really nice. So there's that one. There's Mr. Electricity. There's Mr. Snow. There's Mr. Green. And Mr. Fire. Alright, let's open this up. Now, as with all prototypes, obviously nothing's final, but additionally, I just want to make sure it's known that I don't even know exactly what I'm getting into here. So, it's not like when you back a Kickstarter and you get the package and you're excited, you know, but you've already seen all the components. I have no idea if this is, like, honestly, I don't even know if this has minis in it, if that makes sense. Like, it could not even have minis. I'm not sure. You never can tell with these. So, we're going to see what it looks like. We're going to take a look at it. I'm going to do my normal thing. And, yeah, hopefully it's good. I'll tell you what, it's already looking good. So that's positive, right? This actually looks like it was pretty well put together. I wonder, is there anything in here? Is this all just, they now have a box? They just have long boxes? It's probably really loud for you guys. I'm guessing, oh wait, well, let's see what's in here. Alright, there is something. Not a neoprene mat, is it? That'd be interesting. Alright, let's see here. So here, we have Titans. Wow, this looks nice. Like, this is actually pretty nice. Like, the box is definitely not final. You can see how it's kind of wrapped and everything, but it looks nice. I mean, they did a good job with this. You certainly don't have to go that far. Great art. I don't know who their artist is, but shout out to them. They're awesome. And then we also have... and this is the only other piece in here. This is heavy. I think this may be a neoprene mat. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I've ever had a neoprene mat for a prototype. You know, I don't know what to think. Should we open this first? What do you think? Alright, it's repositioned here so I could be more comfortable. When it was all in a big box, just kind of standing. I want to stand the whole time. Let's take a look at what this is, huh? You know, maybe this is miniatures. I could see miniatures we getting in there. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Wow. Okay, well, that answers that. Let's see if I can't get in here. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Wow. Wow. Okay. You know what? You got... there comes a point where I almost feel like they're just trying to impress me. Look at that. Again, beautiful art. There's the playing board right there. So, I know... sorry, it's huge. It's way too big. For where I'm unboxing this is not where I play games. Right here is where you would have I believe they call them orders. You can think of them kind of like mandates from Rising Sun, but you can see them all face up, which gives this whole thing, it's kind of like Blood Rage, where you're kind of doing this drafting thing. So you might want to pick what you want, or you might want to pick what you don't want your opponents to have. Looks like here's kind of a quick reference guide to some stuff. I don't know what this is, but that looks pretty useful. Same with down here. The color on this is nice. As I will always say with neoprene mats, and I don't know how final this is, I prefer stitching by a long shot. Stitching on the outside, it just makes it last a little bit longer. It doesn't look like, it looks like you have a border around the edge, so you won't really be moving a whole bunch of stuff here, but it's not that big of a border, and so stitching around the edge, it just makes it to where it doesn't fray. It's just going to last longer. Thickness-wise, it's really good. It's actually quite grippy, which I like. So when you lay it down, it's not going to be moving anywhere. It's going to be stuck here, which is really good. So it's got a good grip to it, and I don't like them thicker than this because it just gets so heavy. This is already heavy. Like, this is heavy enough. It doesn't need to be any thicker than that. So good thickness. It latches onto the table well. It looks like it's got some really great slots everywhere, and everything looks like it's printed well. I don't see any mistakes there. Yeah, I like it. Looks good. Awesome. My wife's gonna be super excited to see that. She really likes things to be fancy. All right, you know what? Let me place that a little bit nicer. All right. Now the box. Let's look at the back here. Back is just plain. Again, this is not final, but already pretty impressive. Really digging it. Let's see if I can open it. Step 1, open. Hey, you do what you gotta do, alright? I don't want to hear any judgment. Oh man, I think I just heard a bunch of shift. Sorry about that, game. Almost, haha! Victory is mine. Whew. So yeah, I mean, again, look in here. This is glued, like, really well. Like, there's this, like, you see this, like, a little padding kind of protective thing here, which is kind of interesting. But, like, glue-wise, it's not bubbling up or anything. Like, this is honestly a tighter glue job, especially in this corner here, where sometimes you'll get a little bit, and there is a little bit there, where it turns the corner, and dust and grime can get in there and whatnot sometimes. A better glue job than the Tainted Grail Monsters of Avalon thing that I did. Just when it comes to consistency across, it's really nice and smooth. I'm impressed by the glue. Like, these corners are crisp. Again, you can see where the line is there, but yeah, they did a great job on that. Alright, so here is a little intro. Again, this is stuff I'm used to seeing. This is much closer to how it... In fact, this is kind of nice. Because it's numbered, which will help. Yeah, this looks good. And just a quick, brief kind of look at this. This is what they have available before the Kickstarter launches. And I always think that's really important. That, I mean, anytime, you know, a Kickstarter launches and they say, oh, we haven't posted the rules yet. It's like, you don't have your rules written down? How far did you get? Like, I start writing down rules and game mechanics and stuff just when I just am walking around thinking about game mechanics and, you know, what I'd like to see in a game and stuff like that. How do you not write stuff down? All right, so obviously we got all the miniatures here in baggies. I'll forgive that. We'll take a look at that. And I think these are the bigger ones. And some prototype dice. And all right, let's get the minis will be last. And I will show kind of a close-up of the minis, so you'll be able to see them kind of nice here. Here are some tokens. Again, not final tokens. However, these prototype tokens are the exact same kind of token that Archon gives you in the final game. So there is that, I suppose. Actually, so the Archon, I believe, does 2 of these with a little bit of cardstock in between. This is a little bit skinnier. This is just a sheet printed out with nothing in between. But I might have one of those. So yeah. So see, here's an Archon one. And they'll have the 2 on the side. A little bit nicer. But still quite skinny. That's going to be hard to pick up. But again, I can't judge the final game for that. Color-wise, I like them. I like the color. Take a look at some of these dice. So it looks like you're going to get custom dice, which is nice. Now, obviously, these are, you know, just... it's kind of like when you get that Rubik's Cube and you decide to cheat on the Rubik's Cube and you end up just, like, peeling off the colors. That's these dice. So, you know, again, not very rounded corners. They're pretty straight edged. Just a very light rounded part there. But I do like so guns are quite obvious. This is an odd symbol to me. Is this supposed to be like a Spartan helmet? Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like a helmet thing there. Oh, it's kind of an odd choice. So that's a 2, a 3, a 3, a 4. It goes up to 4 and no 1s. Interesting. This is probably a movement, I'm assuming, with the horseshoes there. This is probably an attack. Alright, and then it looks like you might get some normal dice. Now that's funny, even the non-normal, I wonder if they are. No, see, there's 2 3s, so even this is custom. Lots of custom dice. Dig that. Alright, what do we got here? We got some flags and some... this is probably a territory thing, I would assume. And then some colored cubes. Very standard stuff there. Looks like we probably have some objective things. Maybe this is how you denote battles. I'm not sure. Again, I'll have to read the rules and all that for you guys. Alright, here's some cards. Your typical kind of mini cards here, like your Zombicide style cards. Take a look at those. Take a look at the card quality here. Again, obviously not final. I can feel on the cut that it's just not, you know, you can even see the edge there where it was cornered. Yeah, no, these are not final. This will bend, like fold and crease. It's definitely just kind of, you know, some nice paper, shiny. I mean, that being said, the coloration on it. So a lot of times you'll get prototypes and it's just all really dark. And more often than not, it's really dark. But if nothing else, the contrast isn't up. And the coloration here looks great. I mean, the fact these look just like those tokens, color-wise. You know, they got the blue and the quill there. And yeah, I'm really not seeing anything that stands out as like bad print quality-wise. It's more just the material it's printed on. Very nice. I dig that a lot. All right. Yeah. Like those. Pop those back in there. We got some bigger cards. More dice. It is more dice. Let's see what's in here. Now, obviously, this is pretty much your base game. So day one, when you back, it's probably this, and then stretch goals are going to add a whole lot more. These are a unique size, so good luck sleeving these. These are definitely one you're going to have to search online for. I don't even know the centimeters on these. Oh man, look at the big Titan there. Looks awesome. So let's see. The art is repeated. So there's a lot of repeating art there. In fact, is there any difference here? Okay, so yeah, the difference is in the... Okay, so is there any difference here? 135. 135. So these look like the same card. So there are repeats there and repeats in the art. It looks like there's... I'm assuming this is per faction. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3. Sure, there's more than 3. Maybe not. I don't know. Again, I don't want to make too many assumptions here. The back's pretty killer. I like that. T. I don't know what T stands for. Alright, oh, look at this. What's in here? More tokens, maybe a first player token. Maybe you can fortify an area by the looks of it, some city walls or something like that. Last bit here. Again, your artists are awesome. I love the color in here is great. Look at the green on there. That's awesome. Very cool. Same with the green there and green there. It looks like that's like almost the same dude. Just in various... Yeah, see? So here he is. Different cards. Same image, but they changed. Here he's got like the scroll work going all crazy. Here he's got his axe going all crazy. Just kind of customizing the same art piece differently. Tell you what, though, it definitely makes it look... I don't know, just that a little bit fantastical, right? Like same with the Titans and stuff. So same kind of thing here. But what I will notice is the scroll is different. So even though they're holding it kind of the same, that's not just copy pasted. They didn't like take that layer and paste it there. That one looks much more like a cinnamon roll, whereas this one doesn't look like as good of a cinnamon roll. That's how I judge scrolls. Look at those wheels are on fire. I love it. All right, cool. Cool. Look at the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sounds a lot better than 3. So that's probably the cards you get per tribe or clan or whatever you want to call it. All right, let's take... Oh, sorry about that. Let's take a look at this. Very long here. Yeah, you're going to need a laminator for that. Look at the art, though. My goodness gracious me. That is beautiful. Again, the color on this is great. I'm really liking the color. And I love me some lore on the back. Cool. Love it. So there's that one. There's Mr. Electricity. There's Mr. Snow. There's Mr. Green. And Mr. Fire. Awesome. Okay. All right, let's put some of these and look at the miniatures here. Put these back. Move this to the side. And zoom in a little bit. Alright, so you definitely got the color-coded stuff here. I'll have to look through the art because as a painter, once I paint these, I want to make sure that they still look good. Now, what I normally do is on the rim, I'll keep this color. I'll paint a new color on it, but I mean, I'll make this still the blue team. Because when you paint them, unless they're predominantly blue in their coloration, and these are green in their coloration, these are yellow in their coloration, once you paint them, it's hard to not tell the difference. So keeping the rim, the color, I think works pretty well. So you get a good quantity here. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see here. We got this. We got 4 of these, 4 of those. No, 6 of these, 4 of those, and 2 of these. So it kind of diminishes by 2 each time. All right, I got my pointer stick. Let's take a look. Obviously not final. This is just some 3D print that they did. You can see kind of a seam line here. Again, once this is actually in a steel mold being made in PVC, you'll need, let me zoom in even a little bit more there for you and focus. There you go. They'll tool everything and make sure that it works the way it needs to. And so actually, I want to say this actually kind of feels a little bit like resin, but it's really light, but it's also very small, so it's kind of hard to tell. But it's definitely that hardness like resin. Facial structure is sculpted and looks good. He's got cheeks here. He's got sunken eyes there. It'll be hard to, anytime eyes are right underneath a hat like that, where people like keep it on their forehead, it's really hard to paint, obviously. A lot of times what I'll do here is I'll just paint, I'll fill in with shade. And maybe even darken it more than normal, kind of like it's shadowed and it's cast down over their eyes. It's a little stylistic. I think it works pretty well. Wrinkles in the hat look good. The wrinkles on his arm, especially as it's turned over here, look quite natural. It's folded where it's bent here, and it's wrapped around where it's folded here. I like that. I'm not sure what this is here. This is a satchel. I don't know what this is. Is that on all of them? Yeah, it's on all of them. I don't know exactly what that is. A little muddy there. Obviously, they can still iterate on it. These capsules here look good. Well, whatever the capsules are. Fingers look good. From what I can tell, especially his finger coming down over there. That's probably the most important finger anyway. Though the ones holding the gun will be pretty prominent as well. Yeah, so let's see here. The gets a little muddy right here. So you can see the kind of the iron sight, that he's using here. But then right here, it kind of bulges out a little bit. And I'm not sure, like it's just not very, you see how kind of soft it is here? I would like to see that a little bit crisper. Which, I mean, I think they can do because even the fingers here are crisper. And again, I'll have to look at the 3D render. A lot of times, before you can judge a prototype miniature, you need to look at the render itself to see, okay, what did they render, and then what was transferred in whatever method they used to make these. Yeah, so it's 3D print because you can see where they had to trim up the little the studs or posts or whatever they call them. I don't know. Anyway, take a look at these. Now that is nice. I love the wheels here. All these rivets look great. Again, it's a little messy in here, but it's a prototype. I understand. It's going to be right there. Seam line looks like they cut it off there. That's fine. Is this supposed to be wood? If it's supposed to be wood, I would love to see some really nice wood texture there. You can get some great wood grain texture there where it'll just rivet enough to where you put a wash on there. That looks really nice. Again, I'll check the concept art. I don't know. I would assume this is all supposed to be wood, so I would like to see more lines in there. These spokes, though, are great. The whole wheel is really nice. The cannon's really good, too. This is nice and crisp all the way around. Really liking the cannon here. Guy here, again, facial details are there, so he's looking good there. Is that in focus for you? Make sure. There you go. Should be. All right. Again, wrinkles good here. Detail in there is good. I will say they're not overly detailed, but they're also quite small. I wonder what the scale is here. Do I have a mini I could use? Yeah, here we go. So see, here is Mythic Battles Pantheon. Do you see the size difference? These are closer to like the 15 millimeter guys, in which case the detail is quite impressive. So this is Pandora. She's probably right around, I would assume she's a little bit less than 32. She's probably right around 30, 31. I don't know with her hair up like that. But typically the females will be a little bit shorter. And the base is a little bit thicker. But definitely, maybe 28. Maybe this is a 28. 28, 20, 25, I don't know, somewhere around there. Either way, definitely smaller scale. So the fact that they have these facial structures and the fingers is actually pretty commendable in that instance. This is smart here too. So it's connected here and here. So this is the only gap here. You still get that sense that it's separated, but you're not going to get a bunch of bending in here. And if it is, you can straighten that out pretty easily. But this right here, where it's connected there, that has a chance of breaking or bending. Sometimes a little nub like that will happen. But yeah, I like that piece. I like this piece. Oh, look at that, drilled out. Love that this goes in like that. Really do. Look at these guys here. Yeah, so I really like that the reins are down. A lot of times they'll put this is like really attached. I want to be careful there. They'll hold the reins up, which is fine, but because the reins are so skinny, if they're not attached or like adjacent to something, they end up just being solid and thick and unrealistic. I much prefer having them down here slouched like this, just because it means you don't get that. It just looks more natural. The facial detail here is not good, like really at all. Just kind of the whole horse's face is kind of lackluster. I mean, the eyes are probably okay. The ears, there's no inside to the ears. This is kind of a general shape. Hair is very nice, though. The mane here and the tail here, I like that. I like both those. Muscle definition is okay. Yeah, I like this. That's good. And I can almost lift him up. And the pose is cool, too. You guys are probably better at horses than me. I know a lot of times we draw or sculpt horses that don't actually work this way. With both legs on this side in and both legs on this side out, that doesn't seem quite right to me. It seems like this would be out and this would be in. You know, like he's walking like this. So maybe that's not quite right. Sword here, is that attached? It is not attached. I would suspect this to be attached on PVC. If they do ABS, then maybe not. Hand detail there is okay. Beard is alright. Well, for the scale, again, I'm actually pretty happy with, and prototype, you know, mind you, prototype. Now, looking at this, I can tell you right now that these are the same minis. So each faction comes with these generic minis. I don't know what stretch goals we have in store. Perhaps each group of people will have different ones. I don't know. I do know their Titans are going to be unique, and that's what we're going to get into next. By the way, there will be a link in the description below to their preview page, and so we'll definitely want to check that out and see how that's progressing. Let me move these farther out here. All right, Titan number 1. Oh, that's cool. I like how beefy he is. Actually, he's very thick. Not with 2 C's. He's just kind of like as a previous orc player, I kind of appreciate. Oh my goodness, I gotta really zoom out here. I really appreciate. There you go. Very chunky minis at times. So let's see. That's an extra piece there. It was assembly there. Love the custom base. Really like that, especially because it helps kind of give a scale to it. You can see these kind of tree trunks and stuff down there. Scroll work detail looks very nice here. As long as they can get this kind of chain-like ridges here consistent in the final mini, I will love that. His ornate armor is fantastic. Now, I will say it's a little shallow even here, and then once it gets into like a PVC, that'll become even more shallow. Even with this right now, I don't know if this will hold a wash. I'm gonna have to try. This will. This was fantastic. That'll wash really well. This is pretty shallow. I would like to see these exaggerated in the final sculpt. Yeah, see, these are really shallow here. Because when you exaggerate it in the render, by the time it gets to the miniature, it's gonna be perfect. Because right now these are all a little too fine, and that's kind of some stuff you can iterate on. You know, it's definitely not too late to do that. So I would definitely hope to see that in the final product. The holes in his helmet are great. Just this whole sculpt is kind of interesting. He's holding it kind of in a way I would not expect. I guess, so normally I would think, and I'm no expert, that you would want your hand, if you're going to swing down that way, you're going to want to hold it on the back so you can push down. And it seems a little to the side to me, like it should be a little bit farther back. This is okay because you can push it that way versus pull. I mean, you know, you can do that, or you can, I mean, maybe, but this, I don't know. It seems to me like I should be seeing the side of his hand, not that, right? He should really be on the side. But I'm no expert either, so I'm not gonna push that too far. It is. I mean, his gloves are really cool, so I do like that. I love the ridges, the little nicks in his gigantic kind of halberd-looking whatever this is. Really like that. And again, I love the scroll work. If we define that more, this is gonna be a joy to paint with a wash. I mean, because every part of this is textured, just needs to be a little bit deeper. This right here is so crisp. So awesome. And I don't know what it is about these wheels, but they do them killer. I like that. That's just a cool guy. Love it. All right. Cool design. Ooh. All right. Let's look at this guy. All right. This was the first miniature sculpt I saw of theirs. And it made me bookmark the BGG page like right away. I was like, oh, I guess I got to follow this one. So let's try not to break him out of his bag here. There we are. Would you look at that? This right here, love it. See, this is the kind of depth you need in the detail like this. Oh, look at those ridges there. I mean, you highlight the edge of each one of those. It's going to take a while. It'll be worth it, though. That's going to look great. Same here. I love that he has the fire. So this is obviously the fire dude. This is the ice dude, I believe. I think this is the ice dude. So as a fire dude, he's got fire wrapped on his sword. That'll be really cool OSL. Make sure this is doing all right, yeah. All their helmets are really neat. Looks like I'll have to clean up the hand a little bit here. Again, not final in any way. See the wood texture here? This is great wood texture. I would love to see this on those wagons, if that is indeed wood. And the fact that I can't tell should say enough about whether or not you need it or not. I love this chain link though. It's awesome. Love the fire here. Lots of OSL chances here that you can do. This again, exquisite. Love it. The texture here, really nice. The texture here, pretty soft. I'll need to look at the art and actually see if this is fire or still part of the feathers, or maybe a bit of both. I'm sure I could paint it that way. But see, like right here, yeah. So on this side, that's obviously, you see the texture there? That is, and I mean, again, you'll see this up close in a bit here. The texture on this side is all the way. And then sometimes it just gets a little soft. So we want to make sure that that goes through in all of the production copies. But again, especially now that I'm pointing it out. I'm sure they'll make sure that happens. It's really easy to touch up a miniature like that. This is not attached. This is separate. That's very, very cool. I dig that. I like the texture on the hilt. You can see there too. Nice touch here. The flames on his arm like this are really cool. All right. You know me. I'm just a sucker for cool minis. What can I say? All right. This dude here. Come on. Come on. He's got like the Loki horns going on here, as you can see. Very nice. So this is the ice guy. So I don't know what the other one was. Very Norse. So you got like the runes here, which look cool. All the fur, muscle details good. Braids are amazing. Same with the beard. Really like that. In my opinion, his helmet looks like he has a beak. Like to me, that looks like a little bird beak there, but you know, whatever. The eyes are separate, and the face is separate from the helmet. That's a nice touch. More runes on like a kind of a charm thing here. I love the snow on his horns here, very prominent, and he has. Look at there's texture everywhere. I really the amount of texture they're doing is crazy. The like ice. Shattering kind of stuff here. That is so cool. That might be my favorite thing of this whole miniature, because when you paint it up, you can really make that striking, I think, with some like really good blues in there. It's gonna look awesome. I love how long and pointed this is. A lot of times when you see like a stone hammer, it'll be a big, you know, kind of squarish or round looking stone, but this is long and skinnier and pointed, almost even looks chiseled, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, really excited that this. I think I'm not sure I have an issue with that one. I'm just kind of joking around with the bird thing. All right, final one. This is Goro from Mortal Kombat. What's going on here? All right, so we got Mr. Forearms. Rope texture, that's going to be a highlight, I think, of this miniature, because you can really kind of actually build up the highlights. This is so thick. Make that look really, really nice. Detail work on his boots, great. As always, love the sculpted bases. I'm not even, are these bones? Yeah, these are like bones and stuff. Man, I don't know what's going on there. This will take a wash, okay? This is actually pretty okay. A tiny bit shallow maybe, but that's all right. Same with the helmet. This chain here looks great. Really liking that. Love the kind of armbands that he has here. Oh man, that chain stuff is everywhere here. The back of him's gonna look cool. What are all these little things here? Shields? I don't know. Even the even the sword is textured. Like everything's textured. Really, really cool. Cool stuff. Do you see the texture there? Hands look good. I like that he's looking kind of off from the side instead of straight on. This kind of, especially kind of down like, you know, I'm looking at you. And they're just so chunky. I mean, I don't know if you noticed how chunky they were. I guess I never really realized that, but they're kind of chunky boys. Which I'm all right with. Oh shoot, how did I not even notice that? Look at the chainmail in there. Look at that. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, so did I keep one of the little guys out? I don't know if I did. I'll give you a little size comparison here. No, no. Man down. There you go. Good luck, dude. Good luck. All right, let's look at kind of the round table of the miniatures. I'll give you some information about the Kickstarter, and then we'll go our separate ways. All right, guys, so here you can see the miniatures in really good lighting, up close, all the detail nice and crisp. You can kind of see the scale difference you can see here. And one thing I do want to update real quick, I went back and I looked, and all of the various factions will have different sculpts for their cannon person and their rifle person and their mounted person. So this is just using the yellow teams for everyone for this prototype. but in reality, each one will have 3 different sculpts for their 3 different units. So that's good to know. Just it'll make it a lot more obvious who is who, and because at the end of the day, these are board game pieces. Also, looking at the renders, as far as I can tell, the detail looks fairly good, especially on the smaller ones. Still a little shallow for my taste. I'd like to see those exaggerated a little bit in the renders, because then you know that they'll end up really good in the final miniatures. But again, plenty of time to kind of iterate on the sculpt design, of course. Everything else I saw looked super high quality. It definitely, you can tell a lot about how far along or how professional a company is based off their prototypes. That's what I'm finding more and more. I've gotten a lot. Some have been bad. Some Kickstarters have failed. Some have been good. Some Kickstarters have been successful. There's a line to draw there. Honestly, it's pretty obvious, who puts in their A game and who doesn't. And so these look great. And I'm excited to play it. So I will be playing this. I will be reviewing it. So expect a review soon. I am pretty swamped with videos. I've been doing 3 a week, as you know, which is taking all of my time. And so reading the rulebook and reviewing it, I will get to it. And I'll try to get it before the Kickstarter launches on November 5th. It will be launching on November 5th, though, so link in the description below to the preview page, so you can go ahead and click Remind Me there, or just take a look at what they have on offer there. These guys did Valhalla before. It was hugely successful. This is a first minis thing, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. This is a great entry to it. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, I appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video, if you like seeing kind of a early look at an upcoming Kickstarter game like this from me, be sure to press that like button and just let me know that this is something you want me to continue to try and do. It involves a lot of kind of talking with the developer and making sure the timing's right and stuff like that, especially for these prototypes. It's hard for them to make, and so I don't want to waste their time if it's not something that you guys actually enjoy seeing. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. As always, huge shout out to my patrons. You guys rock. You guys help make this channel what it is, and your support is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to join them and enjoy a few rewards, or just to support the channel and my honest game coverage, again, link in the description below. And with that, I'll talk to you soon.